Guys, good morning. It's your girl SeekretD with today's Strawberry Letter Response. So this lady writes in, she's 51. She's married. She's been with her husband for 7 years. She said that they met outside of a concert that they both let their 16-year-old daughters go to at the time, and started chatting about how they let them go unsupervised, etc., etc., etc. She said her daughter and her friends came out first, so they exchanged numbers, and a year later they got married. She said that the kids were reluctant to move in together, so they demanded separate rooms. So that's what they did. So they have a big house, yada 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 yada. Fast forward, she said they raised them well in the church, all this good stuff, made sure they were raised correctly, right, what have you. And she said that they also made sure that they all went to college. There's 3 of them. I think he had 2, she had 1, something like that. 2 girls and a boy. She said all 3 of them decided not to go to college. And so they all returned back home into the home. And now they are in inconvenience. She said that they are smoking weed, not working, basically just freeloading at home. She said that they had an issue with the weed smoking. She said they're positive the son does it too. He just hides it better. The neighbor used to complain about the daughters, but they just kind of stopped complaining, I guess, and got over it like the parents did. So essentially they are writing because they feel like now they're over it. Their house is full of these kids. Every room possible has a kid in it, so they don't have any space for themselves. She said that if they leave, they don't have anywhere to go because they can't afford to take care of themselves. She wants to redo parts of the home, but she doesn't want to make it nicer to make them more comfortable. And she's also considering moving out into like a condo or something to downsize the space so they don't have anywhere to go. So she's writing in because she wants advice. Now, as Steve said, these kids are grown. They did not put any boundaries in place. So that's the biggest issue. The biggest issue is that you have grown children and you did not set any boundaries for these children. There are no rules. There are no expectations. They just decided not to go to college, came home, and just chilling willy-nilly. Now, if nobody can afford to take care of themselves, how they purchasing weed? Where they getting this weed from that they can't afford? Y'all giving them money? I mean, the thing is this, they're grown. I feel like as an adult, I get it. I'm not really on some 18 adult get out type shit, right? But I'm also on the we need to teach children how to become adults. So while at 18 I don't believe you're an adult, this is the first step into adulthood. You're going to college. In college, you kind of learn how to deal with yourself and be a little bit more self-sufficient and things like this. I feel like kids going away at college is a great idea as long as you raise them correctly before you send them off, right? So I feel like it's a good chance for them to kind of grow up. And if they don't have that experience and they decide college is not for them, which is 100% okay, and they come back home, which is 100% okay, they need a plan. So if you're not going to go to school, you need a job, or you need to learn a trade. Because what you're not about to do is just be in my house, not working, not doing shit, and just chilling. Being in my space, inconveniencing me, not being a benefit at all. No, we're not doing that. You're not a small child anymore. Small children get to freeload freely, okay? Once you hit a certain age and decide that school is not for you, then you need to decide that a job is for you, a career of some sort. I don't care if you take the test and go work for the post office. That's 100% fine. Do something with your life, but what you're not going to do is sit around and do nothing. I understand possibly wanting like a little grace period to kind of get your mind together, figure out what you want to do. All of this is okay. But what they're describing, the smoking of the weed and all of this, they're basically running your house. They're adults and they're making you uncomfortable as the homeowners. That's 100% not okay. So listen, set some boundaries. I agree. Steve said to give them like a timeline, like in 6 months y'all need a job. Da, 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 da. I agree with all of that. But I feel like y'all failed them in the fact that y'all didn't do that. And I don't understand why that wasn't like the first thing. Like, if you're not going to college, this is what's going to happen. That should have been like the first step of them coming back into the house. So listen, it is what it is. Those are your children. Obviously you love them, but you need to teach them to become adults. Otherwise, they're not going to be good to anybody. And you're going to have somebody else's child trying to raise your child once they're in a relationship. And that's going to be toxic. That's not going to work. That's going to be hella stressful. Okay? So don't let your child be a burden to somebody else's child. Okay? All right, y'all. Let me know how you feel about it. That's all I got to say. Bye.